All right. Whoa. Good Friday morning, everyone. How's everybody doing this morning? Good deal. Today is Friday, December 10th. I had to take a couple takes on my watch looking at that date because this year has flown by. So another couple weeks. We got Christmas coming up. Anybody here last night to see Santa? Come on. You were? There you go. Yeah, you got to ask for your stuff, man. That was good. So big thanks over here to Mitch for getting that arranged for the kids. We had Santa Claus in the house, and big thank you to Santa too for showing up. So this morning, this is your Friday morning meeting. We got a lot of topics to discuss, but first I'd like to introduce my co-speaker up here, Steve Fields. Steve's our safety director here at Prime.
Morning, Dave.
Good morning. I'm Dave White. I'm in the safety department. I work with Steve, and you'll see a number of us safety folks up here today. Going over some videos, going over different information. So hopefully it's all informative to you. If you have questions, please holler, please ask. More than welcome. We'll try to answer them, do our best. Before we get too far along, I'd like to send it up to Salt Lake City. Do we got Troy out there?
Good morning. Good morning. How are you?
Good. You must be hurting from last night's loss.
You know what? They played for a quarter. That was it, but that's okay. I know we're kind of done. The Steelers are kind of done this year, but that's okay. We had a good run. It was fun.
Hey, it was a heck of a comeback, though. That was fun to watch that fourth quarter. Other than that, yeah, you're right. That's all there was.
Yeah, if you just turned on the fourth quarter, you'd have had a fun game, but the rest of the time, oh boy, it was bad. So, how's everything out there?
Hey, we're doing mighty fine. How about you guys? Nice Christmas tree behind you there.
Thank you. This place is all shizzed up. We've got a Christmas party this evening. So this place, we got streamers and garland and wreaths everywhere. We got like 5 Christmas trees in the building. It's amazing. They've done a great job out here.
Any Santa Claus yet?
No Santa Claus. I saw Lance Brightshoe walk through it. That's about as close as we can get here.
There you go. That's all we need. So, hey, Troy, have fun tonight. Be responsible out there, all you guys, but enjoy yourselves. I know we got a contingent coming from here, Springfield, heading your direction. So,
yeah, the whole team's coming.
Yep. So, if you got any questions, let us know, and we'll get you on the mic.
Great. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Troy. Let's go out east, Pittston, Pennsylvania. We got Rick.
Good morning. Had a couple of rides.
There you go. Morning, Ricky. How you doing?
Doing great. Great. Had a great week this week. A lot of students through class, and the pad's doing really well up here, and they're pouring concrete right across the street from us. So getting those foundations in for that building they're putting up over there.
Good to hear, man. Progression. That's what we like to hear, no doubt. So your guys' party is what, next Friday? Is that correct?
Our party is next Friday, yes. Anybody wants to attend, get a hold of Lisa Lakachko. She'll get you on the list.
There you go. If you're out there traveling, we got a lot of people I know listening on Facebook and YouTube, and a lot of people here at our terminals. Yeah, if you want to get to one of these parties, make sure you let your fleet manager know first so they can get the right numbers for food and drink and all that. But definitely, if you can hit tonight, Salt Lake City, Steve.
Yeah, we got Dennis going out.
Yeah, Dennis Davis is going out there representing safety, with Robert and Steve and Kevin Bergman and a whole plane full, like Troy said. I'll be heading out there here in a little bit. And next week, Pittston. And then what do we got after that? We got Reed City coming up. That had to be rescheduled January 9th. So Reed City. And then the big one, Springfield, right here, January 1st. So if you can get through to any of the terminals for these holiday parties, we're back to having holiday parties. This is great. It's been 2 years since we've done anything on holiday parties.
A long 2 years.
It has been. And because of COVID, we've had to cancel a lot of our fun stuff. This company, for all the new folks here, we like to be fun, but we also need to be productive too as well, because we all want to make a good paycheck. But fun is part of our environment here at Prime, there's no doubt. And we value fun, and that's what this place is about. So you'll see holiday parties coming up. Next year, I know we're already planning a truck driving championship. We got the Highway Diamonds Award coming up too again for the ladies. Summer picnics, hopefully we'll be back in swing again. We need to get back into doing that because that's our culture here at Prime. And having fun and being productive, that's what this place is all about. Look at these decorations around here. Lee, our in-house lady, and Margaret, they do a great job putting up Christmas stuff and all the holidays. Earlier this year, they had the Thanksgiving and even Halloween decorations up. So they spend a lot of time and a lot of money on this stuff. But it's all for us. It's all for fun, for the driver associates, for the in-house associates. Plus, it makes this place look awesome that Robert's invested so much time and money in. That's what it's about, is making this place number one. So.
Nice looking facility.
Rick, I kind of cut you off, but you got anything else to add, buddy? I think we lost Rick. Okay, we'll keep moving. Go ahead, Steve. You want?
I'd like to take just a minute to do a couple of things here. The first one is I'd like to welcome our new folks to our Prime family. You're going to hear that word probably quite a bit today, family, and you really are a part of our family as you join us. So if you're brand new, you're just starting here with us, would you go ahead and stand? We just would like to recognize you this morning. That is fantastic. Another word you'll hear a lot is the word growth, and you are our growth. You're our future. It's important to us that we continue to grow the company, that we grow it safely. You're entering what I consider to be a fantastic profession, the trucking profession. I've been in it most of my life, as Dave has. Prime has been here 51 years. You're joining a top-notch company. But I'll tell you, our expectations of you are very, very high. We're going to give you the best training that we can, the best equipment that we can, the best support that we can when you're out there. But at the end of the day, the final responsibility lies with you out there, that you do those things that are important, that you check your temperature on your loads. Our customers counting on us delivering it at the proper temperature, that you're driving safely out there. We have a high expectation that you'll drive safely. You'll hear from your fleet manager multiple times this winter. If you're not comfortable, shut the truck down. Unfortunately, when you have an accident and say, well, I was trying to get shut down, that's too late. That's too late. We need to get in front of this. We need to be able to decide that these conditions aren't worth me risking my life, risking my truck, and maybe most importantly, risking the other motorists on the highway that we have a duty to be safe to. So please listen to that. For the new folks, when you're with your instructor out there and then with your trainer, listen to that information that he and she is sharing with you. This is a tough profession. It's very tough, but it can be done, and it can be a very rewarding profession for you. Right now, earnings for drivers have never been higher. You'll probably hear a little bit more about that, but this is just a fantastic time to be in trucking. So I welcome all our new drivers. I welcome our veteran drivers here. We've got a lot of good speakers today. Dave's going to kick it off with safety, and then we've got a little bit more safety. And then we're going to talk about open enrollment for our independent contractors for insurance, which is very important. Changes to the app, tax season is coming up, and then we'll have reefer operations coming up. Holidays are always a challenge for us, but this period between Thanksgiving and then Christmas and New Year's is extremely difficult, particularly for our reefer division. So I'm going to ask them to talk about what we're doing to support our customers and reward our drivers that are supporting our customers. And one other thing that we're going to talk about, but we'll get to it. So turn it over to you, Dave.
All right, let's go with some safety numbers. Obviously, being a driver out up there on the road, your good decisions are what drives our safety department. There's no doubt about it. So this past week we had 119 inspections. 90 of those were clean. 76% clean rate there, Keith. Keith's back there shaking his head. We've had an awesome week this week. Put your hands together for that number. 76%. That is great. The national average for carriers on clean inspections is around 35%. We meet with the Highway Patrol every year. We talk with CVSA, Commercial Vehicle Safety Alliance, as well, and that's their numbers. And we're at 76%. This year we're trending overall in the upper 60% range for clean inspections, and that's what we like. Those clean inspections is what drives our safety numbers, and it's for you folks out there, all of our driver associates, getting those clean ones. $100 for a clean inspection for independent contractor, owner op, or $25 for company drivers. That's awesome. So continue to get those. Keep pushing. I know this is a tough time of year for inspections. Weather gets a little nippy out there. You may want to cut a corner or two, or say, you know what? I just stopped to go to the bathroom real quick. I'm good to take off again. No, you're really not. Make sure you will do a quick walk around, turn on those lights, make sure all the lights are working. Because if you got a required lamp that's burnt out on your trailer or on your tractor, just gives that enforcement person a reason to stop you. They see that and they go, well, that's one violation. What else does that truck have wrong with it, or the driver? So, always do those little pre-trip inspections, quick walk-arounds, but do a thorough one too every day, making sure everything's hooked up right. There's no broken cross members. You're crawling underneath it. You got a good connection to that kingpin on the fifth wheel, and you just do a proper inspection. That's very important to remember. I'd like to pull up our first video this morning.
One second.
Oh, go ahead, Steve.
Yeah.
Jump on.
I want to talk just for a second about the videos that we're going to show today. I think we've got one video and two pictures, I believe, of some accidents that occurred. And I just want to make it clear, we're not showing these videos and looking at these pictures to make fun of any driver. The accidents are serious when these things happen, but we do this to learn. If we can show these and talk about them, maybe one person will say, yeah, I need to make sure that I'm listening to what they're saying and I don't have that same type of accident. And that's the reason we show them. It's not to ridicule anyone, to make fun of anyone, but rather to learn from it. So if something is bad, the one good thing we can get out of it is we'll learn from it and we'll be better. So go ahead, Dave.
That's right. So let's look at our first one here this morning. Richard, if you could pull that up for me. This occurred 3-lane interstate, 3 lanes each direction, so really 6-lane interstate. We're in the far right lane, as you can see here. Coming down, you can see vehicles merging on. And this white vehicle decides that I'm going to come out anyway on us, and we head to the left. What you can't see is when we move to the left lane, we end up clipping a car. We end up making a contact with a car. Anybody could give me any better idea that maybe how we could stay out of this accident? Slow down. Okay, good point. Yep, we could have slowed down, maintain our lane. Yep, that's good. Anything else? There you go. Bill Stanford right over here. Should have been over a lane. There's a good idea. When you have a multi-lane interstate like this, you got 2 or more than 2. So this was 3. You can see up here in the middle lane, you see trucks already in that middle lane. You should really be in that middle lane because that you don't have to worry about changing lanes for traffic that's entering or exiting the interstate. You can stay in that middle lane and it's just an easier process to keep driving through. So no doubt. Anything else that maybe we should have done? Something we didn't pick up on? Nothing? Okay. All right. So
Dave, if you just recognize the ramp traffic that was coming on, you seen all the headlights there. And you could have slowed down and like you said, change lanes. But firstly, you need to recognize that traffic coming on.
There you go. And if you have to, just maintain your lane. You know what I mean? If somebody hits you down, we don't want to be involved in an accident. But if you have to change lanes to the left and there's somebody next to you, you hitting somebody else is worse than them coming on and hitting you. So, just keep that in mind. These types of accidents do occur from time to time. Luckily, not very often here, but they do. And, safety number one, obviously, but slowing down and getting in that middle lanes are your better options, no doubt. So.
And I do want to add one thing to that, and that's far as being distracted in the cab. You can see there's a lot going on. It's nighttime. There's a lot of traffic. There's cars merging on. And I don't believe the driver was distracted in this case. We have no indication of that. But it shows the importance of making sure you're totally focused on what you're doing out there. There's a lot to absorb. And when we have videos like this, I'll tell you what we do in the safety department. We look at it. We look at it again, we look at it again, we look at it again, and we pick something up each time. The driver didn't have that opportunity. The driver had one opportunity in real time, and it didn't end the way we would like it. Fortunately, no one was hurt, but let's learn from it.
Yeah, there's no doubt. It's easy for us to be Monday morning quarterbacks and go, oh, that looks easy. But when you're actually out there on the interstate going 55, 60 miles an hour, it's a different game. So let's bring Bill up here. Bill Sprague in our safety department. We got a couple winter videos as well, or winter pictures, I should say. So
yeah,
ahead,
just
Bill.
Pictures, Dave. But since you had Steve to help you, I'm going to have James come help me. I met this gentleman. We've known each other for a long time, probably 6 minutes now. We're pretty close. He's been with us a long time. I'm going to bring him up here because we can stand up here as safety associates and talk all day to you about accidents. But we're going to get somebody up here that's one of you, okay? He's been out there. He's doing it every single day. He's doing it safely. Maybe you'll listen to him if you want to listen to us, right? So this is all about exactly like Steve said. If we don't share this information with you, we don't learn from it. But the last thing I want to hear anybody do is laugh or point out what this driver's doing wrong, because it can happen to anybody. It can happen to every one of you sitting right here if you make a bad decision. If you're out there in this inclement weather and you're not driving that truck like it needs to be driven, we might be talking about you next week. And I don't want that to happen. That's why we're sharing this information. We're a very transparent company, and talking about this is what makes us transparent. We're not just going to share all the good stuff with you, because that's not what happens day in and day out. Sometimes things happen we're not proud of. We're not perfect. You're going to hear that a lot, but we're going to work every single day until we get better and get as close as we can. So James, introduce yourself. How long you been with us?
I've been here 16 years nearly.
So you've seen a few winners?
No, I go to Miami.
You shut down and you stay in Florida during the winter? Yeah. Okay. Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of tee this up for you. I'm just going to pull up a picture. I'm going to set it up, what was leading up to the accident. I'm going to give you all the information the driver had, and I'm going to have you tell me what we should do different. So let's start off with the first picture. You guys are going to hear a lot about critical events. We use critical events a lot here in the safety department to be able to identify drivers that are driving too aggressive or risky out there. And we do use those as a tool. So when I pull this up, I'm going to show you exactly what it showed us. So see that long straight line? That's the driver's speed. What do you think that indicates? How are you going to maintain solid speed all the time? Cruise control, right. So you're running, if you could see the numbers up here, they're pretty small. You're running 58 miles an hour with the cruise on I-95 in Maine. Now I'm going to add something. What do you think the weather conditions were like? Sunny? If they were sunny, I probably wouldn't be up here talking to you about an accident, would I? No, we're talking sleet, a little bit of snow, below freezing temperatures. So now that I've shared all that information with you, what's the first thing we should have done?
Drop that cruise control off.
Shut the cruise control off. And it doesn't just have to be freezing temperatures. What if it's just raining? Do we run with that cruise on?
No.
No, because what's going to happen if you got that cruise on, you hit slick pavement?
Start slipping, sliding.
There you go. That tire that breaks traction is going to try to lead, right? It's going to come around on you. So let's show the second picture. This is the result. Now see the road conditions? That road conditions, right. Good job, James. Black ice. We had a lot of this happen last winter where a driver calls and says, the reason for my accident was black ice. Is that the reason for any accident?
No, it's the driver not paying attention to what he's doing.
There you go. Not necessarily not paying attention, but making bad decisions. Let's not have that cruise control on. Let's see all the signs. What are some signs, James? You've been doing this long enough. What's some signs that you may notice that indicate you might have some black ice?
The road starts looking very shiny.
Very shiny?
Yep.
You know some moisture's falling, but it's not sticking to your windshield? Or you're not seeing splash from the tires? You know you're seeing some moisture, but all of a sudden the tire's going by you, you're not seeing any splash off the tires. That's because it's freezing to the pavement, right? Or a lot of times in the corners of your windshield, you'll see that ice start to build up. Guess what? If it's building up there, it's building up on the road. Get that cruise off. But what's something else besides just kicking the cruise off? If we're in inclement weather, that's a good idea to do.
Do not run the Jake brake.
Do not run the Jake brake. But big
Slow
picture,
down.
what else can you do?
Slow down,
And if it gets too bad,
pull off, call dispatch and notify them that it's not safe to drive.
sounds like I just teed him up with that, but he's been here 16 years, and it's no different for a PSD student out here. I don't care if you've been here one day or 16 years, you get to make that same decision. If you are uncomfortable operating in those conditions, don't do it. Don't outdrive your ability. You're always going to hear us say that. You've not been here 16 years. Maybe he's comfortable slowing down and continuing to operate and can do it safely. Maybe you're not comfortable doing that. That is your decision to make. No one here is going to tell you different. We're not out there with you, and we don't know what your comfort and skill level is. So let's go to the next one. James is going to help me on it too. We're going to lead this with going into a rural area. This was a very long stretch where that's the speed limit sign leading into the town. Now, once again, so you see a speed limit of 30. Let me see the road conditions. Next one. Speed limit's only 30, so that's not very fast. But what if your road looks like that? Is 30 the speed we should be going?
20, I'd drop it down at least 20.
20, if not, why are we on the road kind of deal, right? 20 may be too fast, but I can tell you what is not going to work out good in that condition, and that's almost 40 miles an hour in snow and ice in a rural area. And this is the last picture is what ended up. Now, thank goodness no one was hurt, but there used to be a room on the front of that house, and there isn't anymore. We came up to a T in the road at 38 miles an hour. There was no possible way that truck was going to come to a stop. But if we'd have paid attention to that sign coming into that small area and seen 30 miles an hour, seen the road conditions, you could tell that no one had been out to clear it. Slow down. 15 to 20 mile an hour tops probably should have been the speed, if that. Not to mention you're coming up to a stop. You're not going to get stopped at 38 miles an hour. Luckily, no one was in the front of that house. Nobody got hurt, so we can talk about this and share it with you. Don't let this happen to one of you. And I know a lot of you out there shaking your head like it won't happen to me. Anybody can make a bad decision. Slow down. You're always going to hear us say in these kind of conditions, 3 things keep you from being in an accident. Slow down, increase your following distance, and absolutely, positively always eliminate all distractions. Because what happens when you miss that stop sign because you were looking down at your phone? That could have been a lot worse. Luckily, they saw it and was able to start slowing down before the contact with the house. If they hadn't seen that T in the road because they were looking down and distracted, that could have been a lot worse. So please make sure that we're not showing pictures like this because you were involved in an accident. Learn from this. But once again, have sympathy for these drivers. They made a poor decision and it ended their career. Let's not end yours like that. Let's have you here for a long, safe, prosperous career because we learned from something like this. That's all I got for you this morning. Thank you, James, very much.
Well, always remember you're the captain of the ship, not the dispatcher.
That's exactly right. All you're doing is communicating with them what your decision is, correct?
That's correct. It's safer to stop than anything.
Perfect. Thank you guys for your time. Thanks.
Good job.
Good job. This is real world stuff. This is what you're going to face out there. And for you new folks, you're starting your career at a good time. Might be saying, I should have come here in April. I won't have to deal with this. Eventually, you're going to deal with it. When better to deal with it when you have your instructor, when you have your trainer right there. Please take to heart what Bill and James were talking about. This is serious, but it is preventable. We can do this. We can do this together this winter. So thank you for Bill and thank you for James for coming up. We appreciate you.
All right, let's go with human resources.
Yeah.
Open enrollment we got coming up for independent contractors. So let's bring Brandon Mallard up here. Brandon had his breakfast. He's all ready to go. Fired up.
And that energy drink too, Dave.
Got my caffeine. I'm ready. Hi, Brandon Mallard here with the HR department. I help with the benefits and just want to get out in front of you. I know I've spoken with you a few times this year. It is open enrollment now for independent contractors. This year, the marketplace is open through January 15th. So the federal government has actually opened it up an extra month. So if you are wanting to enroll, now is the time to do so. Enrollment First is who we partner with for independent contractor insurance. They can help you with medical, dental, life, vision, all sorts of products. So if you're interested in, enrolling or changing plans, you can get with Dave Brill here in Springfield. On Fridays, he's usually over here till about 11 o'clock. He does have an office at the campus. You can also call Enrollment First 800 number, and they can assist you and enroll you in plans over the phone. So just note that you have until January 15th on the medical side this year with the marketplace plan. So any questions for me before I get out of here?
Brandon and the whole HR department, they're located in the main building, right off the main lobby there, just to your left. There's some great folks up there. This benefits and all this stuff, we never want to talk about it, but when something happens to your family, that's when you're really glad that you had it. So please talk to these folks, take advantage. We try to put together the best benefit package we can. So please take advantage of it.
All right.
All right, Brandon.
Thank you, Steve.
Appreciate you being here.
And you get off easy. That's easy. Yeah, that's not fair.
All right, now I'm going to ask a favor. I'm going to ask that you be kind. We've got a brand new speaker next. We've always talked about the app, and we have Breanne, and she's pretty smooth up here. And I think Carla's going to do well too. We've got Carla Jones who works with Breanne. Breanne couldn't make it today, but it's important we get some information out about the app. On November 30th, they downloaded the latest version to it. And on the Qualcomm message that went out to the truck, I saw the words reliable, updated, faster, more organized. And I don't want to steal all your thunder, Carla, but I think we had basically outgrown in 10 years, we had outgrown the app that we had in the platform. And for the folks that have been around for a while, if you think about life without the app, we didn't know it at the time, but life could be a lot better. And I got from Sean in payroll that this week, 94.2% of our trips were scanned on the app. If my bill's over here, remember back in the old days, you'd deliver a trip, you'd go to the truck stop, you'd put it in an envelope, somebody would come pick it up, it would go to FedEx, it would come to the airport out here, it would come here, and then about 20 ladies, average age about 80, would open all these up, sort them out, we'd scan them in, and that's how we paid people. But it's just amazing now using the app. So Carla, come on up, talk to us about these changes. And if you have questions, Carla's going to help you. And I'm going to stay right up here with you.
Hello. So we updated the My Prime portion of the app. So we just made it, as he said, you did steal a little bit.
I did steal a little bit of your thunder.
Just a little bit. But we also added dark mode to that portion of the app. So we haven't gotten it for the full app yet, but we added dark mode to the My Prime portion. You can just turn it on in the settings. And then we also added the cafe menus for you guys in there. And then I wanted to personally thank you guys because you guys made this adjustment super easy for us with all your feedback. The 10-hour breaks weren't working correctly. And with your guys' feedback, we were able to fix that super quick.
And you had a lot of beta testers, right? Weren't you up to about 500 people testing it?
Yes, we had about 500 testers and you guys were able to get us through that. And then with the actual rollover to the app, certain pieces weren't working correctly. And with your guys' feedback, we were able to fix those in about 72 hours, which is pretty good for a new rollout.
Carla's one of the folks that's kind of behind the scenes. You just go to your phone and you want it to work. And there's a lot of work that goes into keeping this up and running. So, we appreciate that. Are there any questions for Carla while we have her up here about the app? Okay. Go ahead, Bill.
Hey, Carla, I'm on the DAB board, and one of the questions we've gotten was about the dark mode. Is there going to be a dark mode for the rest of the app anytime soon?
I don't have a timeline for you guys on that. We're working with our developers. But so with the My Prime portion, we were able to talk to our in-house developers to get that set up, whereas now we're having to go through our third-party developers to get that working. So I don't have a timeline, but we're hoping soon.
But you are working on that?
Yes, sir.
Someone else has got to have a question. If not, we're going to let Carla off pretty easy today. Carla and Richard over here, they always hang around after the meeting. So if you have an issue, you're having trouble getting it downloaded, or you're not sure you have the most current version, come over and see Carla, see Richard over here so they can help you. It's critical that your app works. And just think about it, scanning in a trip within 5 minutes of it being delivered and all the information, all your contacts that you need right there on your smartphone. It's incredible. Last chance for any questions. You're letting her off easy. You're going to start walking now, Keith, and we'll bring a mic to you, sir.
I just had a quick question. Is there any way, because I'm currently in the TNT training phase, is there any way to put somewhere in the My Prime area where you can look up your mileage?
So we've been having issues possibly adding that. There's some legal factors that go into play with that. So it's stuff we've looked into. We just haven't been able to launch yet.
Okay, I appreciate it.
On stuff like that, keep asking. There are things that we can't do, whether it's because of technology or legal reasons or internal security reasons, but keep asking. Bill mentioned he's on the driver advisory board. That's a great resource for you to informally ask questions and say, can this be done? Can that be done? And don't give up asking. And sometimes you may not like the answer, but I can tell you these folks will always do everything that's humanly possible to make the changes that you request. Yes, sir.
I have a question in relation to the actual Qualcomm and even the app. When the Qualcomm goes down, how does it affect the app, or will it actually improve better? Is it improve better?
So I know the messages come through in the Qualcomm and into the app. So when your Qualcomm goes down, I think you can still receive them in app. I'm not 100% positive. If you want to meet with me after the meeting, and I can take down your info and I can get you a better answer for that.
Actually, I can take that right now if you don't mind. So I'm Rodney Rader. I work with Carla. By the way, Carla, we train people, period. We're a training company. We bring in drivers. Carla came from a MSU. She's part of our internship program, and that's where we get a lot of our talent from. But Years ago, what happened is we had the messaging on the app follow the request to OmniTracks. And what happened is when they were down, we thought this is crazy. So everything that happens on the app happens really before we try to send information to OmniTracks. So if they are down, okay, what happens? If you have the app, you get the messages. Okay. If you respond to those messages, we process them. So really what happens in that situation is OmniTracks doesn't make any difference. Okay. You can still communicate with us. We can communicate with you. And of course that was done by design because of an incident. And we thought, wow, you know, this is a great redundancy is what it is. Any other questions? Steve left me.
Okay, last chance on Carla.
Good job.
Okay, thanks, Carla. Fantastic job.
Yeah, no doubt.
Chase?
Got Chase? Yeah.
Chase, yeah. Nobody likes to pay taxes, but the worst thing about not paying taxes is they're going to eventually catch up with you. They being the IRS, and they're going to catch up with you at the worst time, whether you just got a nice lease completion bonus or something else, a windfall financially. Eventually they get their money, don't they, Chase?
They always seem to find a way. Yes.
They do. Chase is with Abacus. Abacus is located upstairs. They are part of the Prime family, but they are not Prime associates, but they're fantastic folks. You're free to use whoever you want or do your own taxes if you like. We like Abacus because they are part of our family. They know what you go through. They know what they can do to help you. So Chase is asked to have a little time today because it's almost tax season.
It is almost here. So yes, with it being December, there's a lot to consider. Both I look at it tax wise, but also business wise. You look at a lot of states requiring either financial documentation for your business or just an annual renewal of your business. So both tax side and business side, of course. But it's never too early to get started. We're always going to be trying to get ahead of the curve and making sure that end of the year finances are put together, which means not only having your settlements together, but also anything that you guys are paying for out of your own pockets, cash, debit, credit. As long as it's ordinary and necessary for your business, it should be going on your profit and loss statement on your tax return at the end of the year. Now, before we get there, we will have the fourth quarter estimate coming up. So for any of the independent contractors, i.e. those that do not have the taxes automatically taken out, the fourth quarter payment will be due January 15th. So a little bit more than a month from today. But again, never too early to get started on that. So make sure that you do have, that little nest egg set aside for the fourth quarter taxes. Again, with the end of the year too, we know that between Christmas, New Year's, all of that, there's a lot of distractions. So sometimes that date can come up on us faster than we think. So we will have that for anybody that has used Abacus for your LLC filing as well. We'll have the annual renewal on that in January. So I know we've probably already sent out a couple emails or Qualcomms, but you'll get those messages from us as well as we get into the new year. And then for the filing process, we'll have our paperwork ready, hopefully around the start of the new year as well. But probably the biggest piece of advice I would have for anybody, regardless of where you're going, make sure that they have the understanding of your industry. Make sure they understand trucking because we do expect some changes coming in 2022. So regardless of where you go, make sure that you do have somebody that understands your industry. So that way, not only are they keeping you compliant, but they're doing what's best for you as well.
Any questions for Chase on taxes or how to get the information that they need to file your taxes? It is important. No one wants to pay 1 cent more than you have to, but at the end of the day, we owe our taxes. Might get off easy today, Chase. Just remind everyone where you're at in your hours, if you would.
So we're located here, second floor of the Millennium Building. So literally just above the people in the corner here. We're there Monday through Friday from 8 to 5. And then for anybody that's new into independent contracting, we hold a class over in the Plaza Building from 4 to 5, Monday through Friday as well. So if you're just getting started on the independent contracting side or just have some curiosities about business formation, paying those taxes, whatever it may be. Again, that class is Monday through Friday, 4 to 5 in the Plaza building.
And you're in leasing now a couple hours a day to help with LLCs?
That is correct, yes. So I'm over right next to Success Leasing there from about noon to 2 most days, helping as far as if we have any of our applications out there. Again, just any general questions about getting your business started, signing as a sole proprietor versus an LLC. Whatever questions you guys have, we're there too.
Perfect. Thanks, Chase. Appreciate you being
Thank you,
here today.
Steve.
Thank you very much.
Good job, Chase. Thanks.
All right, we're going to do a little test here to kind of make sure that if we're having any impact, like they always say on TV, we need a volunteer, someone that's brand new. I'm sorry, a PSD. Who must be some right over here. Come on, someone.
This is worth a Christmas gift. Come on.
We got a free gift card.
Got a free
Someone
gift
step
card.
up. Come on.
Come on.
All
Come
right,
on up
here
here,
you
sir.
come on.
Yep, you're raising your arm. Come on.
And I've been watching you. You've been nodding, and I'm hoping it's nodding because you're going, yeah, I appreciate what they're saying, and not that.
Was the breakfast that good this morning or what? Come on up.
You're right in here in the middle of us. All right, what's your name?
Spurlock.
Spurlock. Steven Spurlock.
Yes.
All right, that's easy. My name's Steve too. Where are you from, Steve?
Augusta, Georgia.
See a lot of snow down there?
Nah.
Not too much, huh? What kind of work did you do before you joined us?
Technical support.
Technical support. How come you made the change?
Actually, wanted to try something different.
Okay, it's a good reason. It's a good reason. Now, we've been talking a lot of stuff. I want to kind of focus on winter a little bit. What have you taken away from Dave talking about winter, Bill, James, just a couple of points maybe that have hit home with you as you head out there to start your trucking career?
If I'm not comfortable with the conditions, let my fleet manager know and shut down.
That's perfect.
Definitely be mindful of the sign, the road sign, the speed limits.
Good. Keep going.
And make sure that I'm not speeding and I'm adhering to those signs.
Okay.
And being mindful of road conditions at all times.
Okay. And that's not just lip service. That's what we mean. And, it's what we talk about. And, I'm just hoping, I'm just praying that when you're out there, that sticks with you and you say, it's not worth me getting hurt. It's not worth me being in an accident where it jeopardizes my career or somebody else gets hurt. There's nothing wrong with shutting down. There's nothing wrong with slowing down. There's nothing wrong with backing off and getting a little more following distance.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, we wish you the best of luck, Steve. And I think you're going to do well. Where are you at in your training right now exactly?
I'm actually waiting on an instructor now.
Okay. Sometimes there can be a little bit of a wait. We won't let it go to waste, but we're going to make sure we get you with the best instructor out there. Then you're going to get your license, and we're going to send you out with your trainer for another 30,000 miles. You're going to say, I can do this on my own. Well, don't rush it. Don't rush it. Okay. All right, Steve.
Absolutely.
Thanks. Appreciate you being here, Steve.
There you go, man. Thank you. Appreciate it.
I think he kind of hit all did a good job, didn't he, Dave?
He did a real good job, yes. And looks like he's ready. And hey, big thank you too for coming out and starting your career this time of year. This is, right in between Thanksgiving and Christmas, the holidays and all. Hey, this is the best time to start trucking, isn't it, Steve?
It's
There's no doubt.
a good time.
That's right here. Yep.
As we mentioned earlier in the meeting, boy, this is a challenging time. There is no time more challenging, particularly for our operations associates, particularly in the Reefer division. Our customers want everything. With the supply chain issues, it's only made it worse. It'll make this probably the most challenging holiday season that we've had. So I'm going to ask Jim Guthrie to come up. Jim's our director of operations in the Reefer division, and we're going to focus on Reefer because on flatbed and tanker, their freight flows a little differently over the holidays. But I can tell you, at least from my perspective, on the Reefer division, it's not going to slow down at all, is it, Jim?
No, it sure isn't. Super busy time of the year. Good morning to y'all and welcome to our new folks. It's great to see everybody out here this morning. A couple of things I want to talk about. First is give you a couple of examples and talk about some temperature issues that we've seen the last couple of weeks. Now, those of you that have been here a little bit of time know that we have a process called live loaded call. And, I'm here to tell you that live loaded call process is something that we invest a lot of resources in. And the reason we do that is because that's maybe the most critical point during the handling of a reefer shipment. And, when I say that, I say that because, we need you to be very diligent in verifying what the product is, where it's going, address, on the bills, and what the temperature is. It's extremely important, what the product is, temperature, and the destination. And I say that because let me give you a couple of examples. There's, I don't know, about 10 different Auroras in different states, right? Aurora, Illinois, Aurora, Missouri, Aurora, Colorado. Same with other, Denver, Pennsylvania, Denver, Colorado. And the information we get from customers sometimes isn't accurate, and sometimes it changes. Sometimes our people maybe make data entry errors. So a lot of things can happen between the time that we receive a tender and the time that they close your doors and you're leaving the shipper. So whenever we get a temperature on a load tender, that's generally an estimate based on what that facility handles normally. And so that facility may handle, we have facilities, some shippers that ship 5, 10 different temperature range of products. So, you know, an example that I can talk to you about that happened last week is we have a driver that picked up a load of frozen rolls and didn't check the temperature on the bills and ended up running that load at 55 degrees. So, you know, we also had recently someone who picked up a load of canned tomatoes and ran that load at -10. So, you know, it's extremely important to check your bills, to think about what the product is, to go through it with that live loaded call person so that you're protected. The whole investment in resources that we make is to protect you so that you don't have a claim. So generally, in 99% of all you know, loads, the bill of lading is the legal binding document, and whatever the temperature is on that bill of lading is certainly what the temperature is that we need to run the load. And the setting makes a difference, you know, continuous versus start stop, depending on what the product is, what the commodity is. So, you know, if you don't take anything else away from what we talk about on Friday mornings or today, take away how important it is for you to have a good, solid live loaded call on every load and check the bills, exhaustive, you know, get into the details, granular on each bill of lading to make sure that the temperature is set correctly and that you're going to the right place and that you've got all the product that you need. You know, again, we invest those resources to protect you from losses on a claim. Okay, so the other thing I'm going to talk about this morning is our holiday surcharge program. So, you know, those of you that have been here a while know in years past, we've done a largely company-funded program that was an incentive-based program that would require you to stay out for 18 to 21 days to receive a holiday incentive. And, you know, we know how important the holidays are to you and your families. It's a great time of the year. It's very important for you to get home and spend time with your family. And it's also a conflict because this is the biggest time of need for every food shipper in the country. And we're the largest refrigerated carrier by a long shot. And so our customers really depend on us more than anybody to get food to the shelves, you know, for folks over the holidays. So this year we're really excited because we've come up with a new program and we've gotten a lot of buy-in from customers. I mean, just an amazing amount of buy-in from customers. And so every load that you handle between December the 20th as an independent contractor, between December the 20th and January the 7th is guaranteed to have a minimum $200 surcharge per load. Now, that's the minimum. The average, probably going to be upwards over $400 per load on average. So it doesn't take very long to do the math and realize that this is an extremely lucrative opportunity. You know, probably more lucrative than anything we've ever seen in the past. And so there's a ton of money to be made, you know, during that time period. So it doesn't require you to stay out the entire time. It's every load you can haul is a load that benefits our customers. And also, you know, they're showing you some respect there by agreeing to these surcharges. So we're excited about this. Again, the numbers multiply really fast depending on how many loads you haul during that time period. So it's a great opportunity. We ask that you think about every load you can handle. We can get you a load out if you want to go through the house on the week of Christmas and then come back out the week after and run freight. Then we can do whatever we need to do operationally to help accommodate you and get you home and get you as many loads as possible during that time to maximize that amount of money you can make. So anybody have questions?
What about multiple loads? Like if you do 3 drops, do you get 200 for each one of those?
Well, it just depends. The surcharge is per load, so it's just per load, not per drop. But it's guaranteed $200 minimum. But again, that's really kind of based on the region, the customer, and the rate structure. So some customers, depending on where you're at in the country and where the loads are picking up and delivering, they may have a rate structure that's $350 a mile, and so their surcharge might only be $250 a load or $200 a load. But in other areas, it may be, completely the inverse. So it's a per load surcharge, but you'll see that revenue whenever you're planned and dispatched on a load. And so, what we ask is just to look at the total, the total number there, and you'll see what the holiday surcharge is. You'll see what the rate is, and consider that, because our team is going to be invested in making sure we book we're going to maximize the amount of surcharge that we can get for you. As we're booking freight and working with our customers. So that's our initiative. That's what we're going to focus on operationally. So our goal is to make that number as big as possible for you, because we know that's what you deserve, and we certainly want to reward those that are able to help us during that holiday period, help our customers during that holiday period. Any other questions? Okay, well, thank you all for what you do. We're starting to get into some winter weather out there, so everyone please be safe. As we talked about here, safety is the most critical thing that we do. Very important. So appreciate what you do. Thank you.
Thank you, Jim. Appreciate you coming up. Just a couple of things before I pass the mic to our final 2 speakers. I'd like to do a couple of things. One is I'd like to recognize our vendors. We're very fortunate at Prime that the people that provide our tractors, our refrigeration units, our APUs, we have on-site vendors here where if we have a problem, they can help. They can work with your road assist advisor. They can work with you to get a problem solved. They can help you when you're on the road. So for our vendors in the back, would you guys just stand for a minute? We want to just thank you for everything you do. Hey, Bill, come on up, just for a sec. Come on, make your way up here. While Bill's making his way up here, the other night I saw Missy Handyside. Missy's our general manager of the Oasis Hotel, which is right next to the Campus Inn, and also the nice restaurant in there, Fire and Ice. And she asked me, would you remind everyone that all drivers get a discount at the hotel and in Fire and Ice? You just have to have your badge to show that you're a Prime associate. But it's a beautiful hotel. They're making some nice renovations. Might be nice your family comes in for a weekend or something, spend a little time with them there, eat at Fire and Ice. So don't forget, you do have that discount up there, both at the hotel and the restaurant. Good to see you, Bill.
Good to be seen.
All right. Vietnam veteran, Missouri driver of the year. How many years at Prime? 20?
Over 17 driving.
17 driving.
8 and a half in house.
Perfect. And you're still coming to see us.
Well, I still like this place. I helped build it.
You remember when it was a lot smaller, don't you, Bill?
Well, I remember when it was nothing but that little office up there.
Just that little office. Well, you know what I need you to do? Would you please?
Everybody that served in any branch of the service takes an oath. What's that oath, Robert? What is it? You served. You promised to give everything, including your life, for the service of this country when you're sworn in, right? Everybody that served in any branch of the service, please stand and be recognized. Thank you for your service.
Thank you, Bill.
Thank you.
Appreciate you. Look forward to seeing you every Friday. Okay, just one more thing, then I'm going to give up the mic. We will have a meeting next Friday. But then actually, we used to say we never missed a meeting, and then COVID got in the way. But we won't have a meeting on the 24th of December and the 31st. That just means we'll have a ton of information for the first meeting in January. So there is a meeting, though, next Friday, and hope to see as many people as possible at it. We appreciate you being here. That word we keep using is safety, safety, safety. Please, it's challenging out there right now. Please be safe. I'd like to ask Steve Wutke, our Vice President of Sales and Marketing, to come up. We haven't seen Steve in a couple of weeks, so he's probably got a lot of information.
Yeah, thanks, Steve. I have been missing in action the last couple of weeks, but it was kind of a personal situation with my grandson playing football down in Florida in playoff games in high school. So, I've missed a lot of those over the years, but I didn't want to miss those few weeks. So I'm back now, and unfortunately, I'm back because they got their butts kicked last Friday night. So that's a positive negative in a way, I need to be working anyway. My name is Steve Wutke. I'm in sales, and we've got a great sales team. And the reason I say that is because I'm looking at them right here. All of you all, every day, what you do is a differentiator between Prime and the competition. So we're most grateful for the service you give our customers. I'd also like to welcome our new operators and new students, and thank you for your trust. Appreciate that you're investing your time with our company. We think we're pretty good, but we also know we're not perfect, and we're working every day to achieve that goal. We want to be the best there is out there. And, these meetings are really some of the things that help us get better, because I'll guarantee you we're getting questions and we're sharing information that is important to you all. Nothing more important than the safety message here at Prime. Robert and I, we like to get out and play a little golf sometimes and talk a little smack and, get after each other on the golf course a little bit. Robert hits a bad shot sometimes. He'll just drop a ball and say, I'm taking a mulligan. Well, I call BS on that. But here's what I'm trying to tell you. In this profession, you don't get a mulligan. When you make an error, it's real time, and you have to live with the results. And I implore you to think about the profession that you're getting into. It's extremely dangerous. You do not get a mulligan when you take a turn too fast and roll that truck, or when you're going too fast down the hill and rear end somebody. So you have to have your game face on every time you get behind the wheel. This is not one of those professions where you can go out and party. You like to party every night? This is not for you. I'm just telling you, you can't do it. It's very demanding. You talk to some of these operators that have been billed over here, and some of these long-term associates of ours. I mean, there's a time they may enjoy life a little bit and have a drink, but that's not their lifestyle. You have to make some sacrifices to be successful in this business. And I hope you all have thought this through. We have a tremendous training program, and we create a lot of really great drivers. But those drivers control their own destiny. They chose this profession. They chose to follow their trainers. So just think about that, all right? Now I'm done on the safety thing, but if you don't remember anything else in this meeting, think about safety. On the business side and sales side, as Jim said, we have a commitment to our customers to try to handle as much business as we can for them through the holidays. They expect that. We want to do that. We also want to reward you operators that choose to work, so that there becomes the holiday incentive compensation program. And to tell you the truth, our customers have been very, very generous with us to try to create that capacity for them in the holidays. And I know if you already have plans and you got to get home, we get that. But we want you to think about how you could take one more load through the house, see your family, and deliver that load, get one more in or two more in, and get back through for New Year's Eve or whatever. We think it's a really good program. It's different than what we've done in the past, but we think it's a really good opportunity for you all as operators to earn money for the time you give over the holidays, okay? So please consider that. Share the information, I suppose is out there already, because I think we're live, maybe. You don't get a mulligan when you're up here. What you say is what they hear. Anyway, we're proud of y'all. I think Keith just said there's 17 states that have weather warnings out. So winter is here. It's not coming. It is here in the US. So please keep in mind everything that you heard from our safety people. And the captain of the ship is well and alive and real here at Prime. You just need to tell your fleet manager you're not comfortable, get secure, communicate with him, and when they get those roads cleared up, you're ready to roll again, get after it, okay? I appreciate y'all very much. Thanks for everything you do. I'm going to bring up the owner of our company that started this thing 51 years ago. I'd say he was like 51 years ago. I'd say he was like 15 when he started this thing. How do you like that?
A little bit younger than that, actually.
Really?
Now, every word that Steve said is a gospel truth outside of that BS about me dropping a ball out of my pocket when I hit a bad shot. Now, that just ain't no way.
That's the truest part.
What he's doing is telling on himself. I promise you, telling on himself right there. Your nose just grew about an inch right there. You're going to get 3 Pinocchios for that one. Folks, we've talked, Steve's talked, very expressly about the holiday incentive. I hope you can take advantage of it. I hope you can take advantage of it and still see your family, spend some time. We understand that Christmas is a compelling holiday, right? It's family time, and we get that. We understand, and we're on your team. We also want you to take advantage and help our customers take advantage of the financial situation. In that 18 days, maybe you can haul 10 loads. I don't know. And if Jim's calculus is right, if it's 400 or more, you're 72% of that. That's some real bank. You know what I'm saying? We're about making some bank. Can I have an amen on making some bank? Yeah. Okay. So this is an opportunity, maybe the best opportunity we have, in the next 12 months. We don't know what the future brings. We operate in a marketplace. And we have supply and demand going on and all kinds of things. The way we improve ourselves is to provide our customers more value than our competitors. Value in this market right now, currently, and it's been this way for the last, during the pandemic, is capacity is just as important, maybe a little bit more important, and I say this hesitantly, than on-time delivery. Capacity, just, while we want to grow, while we're enhancing our training program and creating more capacity, is because that's what our customers want. So we provide them the capacity this holiday season. They're going to pay for that, and we've explained that. We're going to try to provide them as much capacity as we can because it's a long business side. These folks have long memories, and the carriers that can come up with the capacity are going to have an advantage. That's how we add value, how we can get a little bit more money, better rates. And our sales folks and you all have done a fantastic job, during the pandemic of enabling us to raise rates. Does anybody notice the rates on the loads has increased a little bit? Now, Bill notices because he looks at the bottom line. I mean, they are darn good even before we do the holiday bonus situation. So, folks, if you can, get out there and haul some freight, get home, and then get out there and haul some more.
Robert, one thing I think we should remind the dates, December 20th to January 9th, I think, right? Isn't that right? 7th. I'm sorry. I wanted to extend it. 7th, January 7th. I'm sorry.
Hey, that's all right. That's all right. You're just wrong on the information again. It was like, now that's an example, like I'm dropping the golf ball out of my pocket. So he did demonstrate he can be wrong on the information way off, but we got it cleared up. We bailed you out. It's okay. It's all okay. Folks, have a good holiday season. If I don't get to wish you Merry Christmas and Happy New Year's, please, I love you. I appreciate it. God bless you and please be safe.